Hello, I'm Alex. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about Alexee Treviso. Have you heard about this story? I'm sure you've seen it on the news. You can tell from the caption of the video that it is an intense subject involving a baby at a hospital. I'll get more into it later, but please be advised there is some intense content. So what I'll do is I'll start from the beginning, go to the end, and throughout that I'll be giving some of my opinion along the way. So stay tuned. Alexee Treviso, she is a teenager, 19, going to school, seems to be living a normal life in her high school. She's a cheerleader. There's not a whole lot about her, and of course there probably shouldn't be because she's rather young and she's just living her own private life. And that probably the family doesn't want to divulge too much information about her either, which is understandable. So just think, from the caption of the video, this is quite intense for someone of her age to be in this kind of situation. But as we go more into it, you can decide on whether or not you feel that this is fair on all of the flack that she's been receiving thus far. Alexee Treviso, 19, a resident of New Mexico, went to the hospital with complaints of lower back pain on January 27, 2023. When she had arrived, she complained about her lower back, but hospital staff, they thought it was apparent that she was pregnant, but she refused to acknowledge that. She went into the bathroom during her treatment after she had gotten a room, and she locked the door. Staff, they were concerned, so eventually they unlocked the door. They didn't notice anything in the trash can, but they did notice blood everywhere. It was quite a scene. I'll go chronologically through the body cam footage from the police, and pardon the black blocks over it. It's just the watermark from the original requestee of the content. So this is public content that has been requested from the police department through the Freedom of Information Act. So let's get to it.
He came out at me and I didn't know what to do. Lexi, I told you about this.
You are detained. You are not free to leave at this point. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir. How big is the baby?
It's full term.
What?
So they started working her up. We did a pregnancy test on her, showed positive. She was a 9, that she had sex. Then she said she had to go to the bathroom. She went to the bathroom. She was in there for quite a while. We kept knocking on the door. Finally, we got her to open the door, and there was blood everywhere. She was cleaning it up. Okay. So we took her back to the room, and I was afraid that she knew she was pregnant. She had done something to herself. Mm-hmm. So the doctor started doing an exam on her. We had the lady come to clean the bathroom. She put the baby in the trash can, and then she put another clean liner over the top of it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So when they looked in there, there was no trash in there, but it was underneath the clean bag. The baby's dead. Okay, we have him in trauma too, but
just this at the onset, you can tell that the officer is disturbed by the incident. He is trying to wrap his head around it, so I'm sure he's thinking of a tactic of how he's going to approach her when it comes to this situation.
But she killed the kid.
Yeah. How old was the baby?
I don't know. It's full term. She just had it. She had it in the bathroom. Was what happened, and then whatever she did, I don't know. She's gonna lie. She wouldn't tell us she's pregnant. She's been lying the whole time.
Based on what the hospital staff is saying to the officer, it seems that there's an intention to have Alexee Treviso apprehended for what they believe is a crime.
Okay. So that's what's going on. I just pulled the doctor out of the room, so nothing's been said to the patient or the mother that's in there yet.
Okay.
I have Leela, the housekeeper, if you want to interview her.
Yeah.
She's the one that kind of found under
because I
the
wanted to get with you guys first and then get with her to get her statement before I even did anything.
Well, I'm the charge, and this is what has happened.
Okay.
You can interview the nurse that had her,
Okay.
the 2 nurses that were taking care of her. You can talk to the tech, which is Lori. She's the one that went in there and actually found it, because Leela's like, this is really heavy.
Okay.
So then Lori went in there, and then of course the baby was underneath the clean liner.
Okay. Yeah. If we can speak with Lori, because I would
Okay,
get her
I'll get
statement.
Lori, and I'll
So,
get Leela.
officer, so he's the first thing though is I need to make sure that the the mother, the woman who delivered the baby, is medically stable. I don't know if she delivered a placenta. She's bleeding a lot. I just got her accepted to Loveless, so I need to get her up there as soon as possible.
Okay, I'll get the pictures over here right away.
Okay, so how I need to tell her what's going on, and I need to tell the mother what's going. The mother, they're both in there together. Is one of you willing to be present for that conversation?
I'll go in there.
Are you guys going?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go in right now and do this.
While we're doing that,
And then I'll make sure Leela comes down, all the other nurses and stuff. Are here.
At the recommendation of medical staff, Alexee needs to go to another hospital. Because she gave birth secretly, there were other fluids coming out. Of course, with giving birth, it's not just the baby. There's the placenta, other fluids, and those need to be taken care of.
I'm sorry, there's no here. We discovered a dead baby in the bathroom.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. It came out of me and I didn't know what to do.
Lexi, I told you about this.
But it
I just asked you, baby, to tell me the truth.
it was not crying or nothing.
What did you do to it?
Okay, stop right here.
I
Stop,
just
stop.
couldn't-
Number one priority, guys. Number one priority is she just had a baby. I don't know if she's delivered the placenta. She's bleeding significantly.
Yeah.
I've spoken to the obstetrician at Loveless. They want her up there as soon as possible.
Okay.
Obviously need your permission to transfer her for medicals. She needs to
She's
be
19.
Oh, you're right.
But she is a student too.
She's
No,
still
no,
19
you're
years
you're
old.
right. You're right. She needs to. I'm sorry, I forgot she's
A lot
19.
came out of me.
But you need to make sure that you're safe. I need to send you to Loveless to labor and delivery. Will you please agree to that?
Yes.
Yes.
I,
Okay,
whatever.
great. I'm gonna work on that. In terms, I'm sorry about this, but in terms of delivering a baby and it looked like you tried to hide it, we do have to have the police involved.
And nothing was crying. It came out with nothing.
I know. But the baby's gonna have to be taken for autopsy and there'll be an investigator and everything. I'm really sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But we need to do this correctly. And I want to be transparent with you about what our steps are gonna be.
No matter what Alexee or her mother thought up until this point, they now know there are legal implications to what just happened. This is something very serious. The police are here, the hospital staff, they're not going to take this lightly, as you can see so far.
Officer, do you guys need to talk to her before we get her transferred?
How long is it gonna be before you have to transfer
I
out?
don't know. Are we working on?
Okay.
Marina,
So-
do you think 20, 30 minutes?
Yeah, hopefully, yes.
Okay.
I got detectives on the way, so
Okay.
they're gonna be talking to her.
Okay.
Thank you.
Do you guys have, I'm the charge nurse here, do you guys have any questions for me?
Like, how big is the baby?
It's full term.
What? Nothing,
9 months?
nothing was crying.
Lexi, have you watched the news of the girls that what they do to their babies and what they go to jail?
Nothing was crying.
Any other questions? Okay.
So as of right now, like what I said is, we're gonna have the detectives come over here and they're gonna talk to you, okay? We have to gather some more information about what's going on. They'll get your statement, they're gonna get the doctor's statements, they're gonna get everybody's statements, okay? So, I don't know everything yet, okay? So I'm not gonna tell you, I can't tell you nothing honestly, okay? All I can say is,
Gonna go to jail.
right now,
No.
right now, she's being detained. So she's not gonna leave from here at all, period, okay? So one of us will
Is
be
it in your custody? Like,
yeah, she's detained. Yeah, she's not under arrest, but she is
Okay.
detained. Okay, she's not free to leave. So while this whole thing is coming up, you're not free to leave. Okay.
No matter if you feel sympathy or the opposite towards Alexee, it is obvious that she gave birth and her body is been through it. When someone gives birth, that is considered to be one of the most intense experiences of their lives. And at this point, she's got police in front of her, and she knows that she could potentially be going to jail. Although they say that she's being detained and not arrested, the gravity of the situation is weighing down on her and her mother.
One of us will be in here the whole time with you. because you're not going to try to leave or nothing like that.
She
All right.
won't.
Like I said, the detectives will be here. They're going to talk to you. I mean, your care is of the utmost right now, okay? They're going to do what they need to do to take care of you to make sure you get stable. They get you transferred out or whatever. Like I said, the detectives are already been notified. They're already on the way. So they're going to come talk to you, all right? So don't leave. Don't try to do nothing. One of us is always going to be in here, in this room with you, okay? Unless we have to step out for doctor's orders, something like that, because if they need to examine you or do something with you. But other than that, like I said, you are detained. You are not free to leave at this point. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Where was the baby at?
I don't know. I have no clue yet. Like I said, I just talked to the charge nurse. We're still getting all the information right now.
Okay.
Okay. Once we get that information, like I said, the detectives, they can clue you in on everything and talk to you more about it.
Okay.
All right. So. Do you happen to have an ID on you, by chance?
Yes, she does.
Okay. Can we get that, please?
Mm-hmm.
All that information. Call it in to the cash, so not on radio.
Oh, okay.
Hang tight right here with her, okay? I'll be back. Ma'am, could we get your ID also, please?
Yes.
Could we put you?
Yeah.
You have anything on top of your hair, okay?
All right.
Can I step out? I'm gonna call my husband.
Yes. Yeah, you'll be fine.
I'll be back. Can I go out?
Exactly 7:30. Hey, could you do me a favor, run these two and add to the record call? Okay, it'll be New Mexico DL, both of them, whenever you're ready.
Where did you put the baby at? Tell me the truth.
In there.
517.
That came out in the toilet bag? You put it in the bag?
Yes.
Yeah.
In what bag? Why did you say anything to us? Do you want to get in trouble for this now? You could get in trouble for
Mom,
this, baby.
Mom, alright, just give it time, okay? Let her speak to the detectives whenever she's ready, okay? You ready for the second one?
Yeah, we'll call back.
Second. Last three of that second one? The last three of the second one is 323.
Let me see. There we go. Okay.
Awesome, thank you so much.
As stated by this officer, the mother cannot come back into the room. That is due to the investigators not being there yet. They maybe think that if they have the mother and the daughter spending too much time together, as you could see earlier, they were kind of whispering to each other, maybe they would try to create some sort of story that would try to throw them off. And when it comes to investigating, you don't want that. You don't want people tampering or obstructing an investigation.
Okay, Alexee. I know it's kind of tough right now, okay? I know you're scared, I know everything else, okay? As of right now, I cannot allow your mom to be here with you, okay? So, once the detectives get here, then she may be able to come back in here. But as of right now, I can't allow her to be back in here, okay? If you need something, we're not gonna stay in here, okay? Because I think it makes it worse that we're here anyway, alright, obviously. And I know you're scared. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna stay on the outside of the door, okay? As long as you promise me you're not gonna hurt yourself, okay? Like I said, this is a lot. I know it is, okay? You're young, you know. I don't want to be in here kind of adding to your anxiety and everything else, okay? If you need something, just push that button, okay? And then they'll come in there. They're on the way, okay?
With how the officer is communicating with Alexee, it seems that he's showing empathy towards her. He's saying things like, I know you're young, this is very intense for you, I don't want you to hurt yourself. He's showing genuine empathy towards her, despite the fact that she has committed this atrocious thing. Allegedly.
Okay? So as soon as they get here, they're gonna talk to you. I mean, the reason
My
why
mom get allowed in here.
your mom, well, not yet. So I can't let you come back in here yet.
But when they get here,
Yeah, once they get here, then it's up to the detective, because you could ask them if you can come back here. If they're okay with her coming back here, then you come back here, okay? The reason why is because you're an adult, you're 19 years old, okay? If you're a juvenile, I would gladly have her back in here, okay? But when you're an adult, I can't have you. Okay, if you have any questions, I'd say push that.
Can I go and sign some forms?
Yeah.
This is giving us permission to transfer you to Loveless. So Dr. Barry is gonna take them. You sign here. One more form. This is for the flight crew is gonna transfer you to that facility, so just sign the date. Today's the 27th. They'll be here for her in 30 minutes.
Come on.
They're gonna transfer her in 30 minutes.
Okay, I'll let them know. Okay, thank you. Okay, we're gonna be out there. If you need something, let us know, okay? Alright. Excuse us.
If y'all by chance talk about where she's going,
Oh, I haven't talked to her about that. We just told her that she can't,
I got you.
nothing back. I mean, once she gets taken or whatever, then,
I got you.
yeah.
I was just gonna let you know where she's being transferred.
Yeah, no, you
Is that cool? Okay.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Messed up one. Baby. Put the baby in the bag. Yeah, full baby. She had the baby, the full baby.
Right.
She's still in there. She's gonna get airlifted out, transferred out for, because she's still whatever she's got going on or whatever. So they're gonna transfer her out. The housekeeper, I didn't talk to her too much. Just got a brief statement from her, got her information, and then the nurse had actually went in there and got the baby and opened the bag, and then they rushed her to the baby into trauma 1, and that's when they started working. Baby was usually in. So I got the bathroom closed off, and then I got the trauma room closed off because the trauma room, the housekeeper went in there because they called her to go clean it up. So obviously before she checked the trash can, she cleaned everything up. When she threw everything in the trash can, she looked it up, felt it was heavy, put it down. When she looked in there, that's when she saw the baby.
The officer is just explaining to the investigators who had just arrived that the cleaning lady had found the baby in the trash can, hidden under the trash can liner.
Yeah. So then they took obviously the baby in the trash can, trauma 1, put the baby on the table, and then that's whenever everything in there.
I'll take it away.
But other than that, so I got both of those closed off.
Okay, cool. Hospital's compliant? Hospital's compliant?
and cleaned it up.
Well, see, she was cleaning it up first, so she was in there. So she said we were here because one of our other guys arrested her, and she said, hey, she needs to go to the bathroom. And so they had her go to the bathroom. About 10 minutes later, they went to knock on the door, and she didn't come out. So they're like, hey, are you okay? Check on her. She's like, yeah, didn't want to come out, Gave her another, I guess 10 minutes. And then they said, we're going to open the door. And then when she opened the door, there was blood and shit everywhere. So they called housekeeping. They didn't know the baby was in the trauma.
But the baby's still here.
Yeah, they're still in trauma 1. That's why
So I
I had
probably
her
need to
closed
go get
out.
blood vision and stuff out of the truck.
But yeah, like I said, the housekeeper cleaned up the floor and everything first. And then when she put all her stuff into the trash can, that's when she felt how heavy it was. And then she looked into it, and that's when she saw it.
You said you're looking for someone to talk to your mom?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you tell her that where I'm going?
Yeah, no, she already knows. Detective,
Is she going?
yeah, she should be. Detective's up there talking with her right now. So, you have any other questions for us? Okay.
He's out here.
I'll see how these later.
And as per the recommendation of hospital staff, she is being transported via helicopter to the Loveless Medical Center to take care of her bleeding.
The jacks are, they had to drive down the street. The jacks frozen out because they couldn't put them in. Oh yeah.
Okay, Alexee, so obviously you're getting transported, okay? So you're not detained no more. The detectives will be contacting you, okay? So they'll get a hold of you. So let me get your certificate number real quick.
My mom has it.
Okay, give me a good phone number for you? Cell phone number?
My mom says.
97?
Sir.
Okay. Your current street address?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Alright, they'll be in contact with you, okay?
Yes, sir.
And the officers are also explaining to Alexee that she's no longer detained, that she wasn't being arrested, but that they will follow up with her at a later time. So I'm sure Alexee at this point understands that she's going to get some medical help, but that there's that lingering legal problem over her head.
I'd be claustrophobic.
It's roomier than it looks. For me, not for these guys.
I don't know about that. That's all I'm looking at. Wow.
Your feet go pretty much all the way up to the nose.
Yeah.
It's not too bad in the front.
How long does it take you to get from here? Straight up. Yeah, very short.
Watch your feet, they're going all the way in. All the way under there, see? Once we get this thing started, we'll get some heat running. It's only going to be a short flight. Okay. I can't see a whole lot.
I remember we rode in one of the Blackhawks in Iraq like that.
Now we're going more into the future. Alexee is back home with her mother after she's gotten her medical treatment and maybe thinking that maybe she can recover and not have to worry so much about legal repercussions. But as you can see later on, that won't be the case. This video occurred in May 10th, 2023. That is quite a few months after the incident, way back in January. The charges are being explained to Lori, the mother, where Lori is acting very surprised about how her daughter could be charged with homicide and tampering with evidence. The homicide is towards the baby, as well as tampering with evidence being the body being put underneath the trash can liner. That was concealing an intentional obstruction of an investigation.
I'll bring her out. Just tell me what's going on.
There's a warrant for her arrest.
Okay, for what?
I will give it to her whenever.
Can I see a warrant?
Homicide. Open count of homicide. And tampering with evidence.
Tampering with evidence?
Yes.
At the hospital? You bet when this is over, I'm coming for the police department and the hospital. I am.
Please don't be rough with her, please.
Hi. What's your name?
Alexee.
Okay. What's the last 4 year social?
She don't even know it.
Her parents eventually got her out of prison with a $100,000 bond 6 days later after she was arrested. That is quite interesting. That is a lot of money. I'm sure they had to scrounge that up from somewhere because I don't think people just have $100,000 laying around. That is the majority of the footage that could be found about the situation. I know it's a very intense type of story. I get that. But to recap, Alexee had given birth to a baby that had air in their lungs. So they were breathing. They were full term. And the death was by asphyxiation. The asphyxiation was likely from the bag being closed over the baby when put in the trash can. There were conditions to her release from jail that included not attending her graduation because the administrators of the school thought there would be chaos if she did attend. Just imagine, you would have people protesting, calling her this and that. I'm sure it would be awful. And she was agreeable to that. I'm sure she understood that she didn't want to even be there to deal with that. She's not required to wear an ankle monitor or be under house arrest, but I'm pretty sure she's leading a low profile because she doesn't really want to be seen publicly with how embarrassing this is. I can totally imagine that would be the case. Alexee does have an attorney now, and they're citing that it's the hospital's fault, that it wasn't Alexee's, because she's claiming that she was not aware that she was pregnant and that she should have been helped by the staff to give birth there on the bed, and that when she went into the bathroom, she was unaware of what she was doing, and that she had given birth not knowing what she had ejected and put that into a trash can and concealed it. To me, that doesn't seem to be a very good defense. I know the attorneys has to do what they need to do as prescribed by law, but I'm not really buying it. I understand there are a lot of differing opinions out there about this situation, but my opinion is that the parents, they're hiding something. They're playing this act in which they're probably trying to protect their daughter. However, there was a death involved of a living, breathing person. Let's just say it what it is. I understand the parents are trying to protect their child, and it's very heartbreaking for them, but why would they really take it this far to lie? If you can see in these pictures, she was obviously pregnant. Why aren't there more people coming out and saying that, hey, there's this photographic evidence, we knew that she was pregnant, and they told us about it? I'm sure there are those accounts of that, and I'm sure investigators have questioned people around her and have gotten this kind of information, and we'll probably know more about that in the coming months. As the very strange thing about all of this is that if Alexee had an abortion a few days earlier, it would have been considered legal, but the fact that she waited till full term, gave birth, and the baby had died as a result of the asphyxiation, that's what made it a crime. At this point, it doesn't even seem to be a debate about abortion or female rights with regard to a baby, because the baby was full term. The baby was born already. It is not really something that someone can use that. In New Mexico, abortion is legal, but the fact was, it was not an abortion. I don't really know what's going on in Alexee's head. It just seems completely illogical. If you were to get rid of a baby, why would you throw a baby in a trash to think that would make all your problems go away? Because it kind of seems that she was panicking. Maybe she had a nervous breakdown. She saw the responsibility that she had before her, and she just didn't want it. And that just doesn't really work in the real world. And I know that it's going to be the burden of the court to determine premeditation or if there was any malicious intent. I don't really think there was malicious intent. I think she was trying to absolve herself of any kind of responsibility, because a baby is a responsibility. And I know it was difficult for her, but there are legal parameters in place that have to be abided by. And when it comes to this, it's not just getting an abortion. This was a full-term baby who was breathing, and there's not really any way around it. I hate to say it. Thank you for watching my video. Be sure to like and subscribe below, and there are other videos to come, including the follow-up to this one, because the court date isn't until later 2023. So when that is underway, I will give you an update on how that's taking place. So until then, see you on the next video.